On the shores of Thailand lived a fisherman named Aaron. He would set out to sea each morning before sunrise in his little boat and fish all day. But when he returned to the shore each evening, his net was always empty. The other villagers saw this and began to mock him. Some said he was lazy and some said he was unlucky. But Aaron knew he was neither unlucky nor lazy. Every day he would cast his net into the sea and pull it back up. And every day he would find small fish. But instead of keeping them, he would throw them back into the water. "They are too young," he would say. "Let them grow." The other fishermen didn't understand why he did this. They only saw that he was giving away what he could have kept, and they scoffed at what they saw. "Keep your catch, then give away your catch," they would call out to him mockingly. What a fool. Months passed and the seasons changed. One day a terrible storm swept across the ocean. It raged for days, whipping the surface of the water into a frenzy and crashing waves ashore. When the storm finally subsided, the ocean was calm again, but the other fishermen were in trouble. They had all gone out to sea that morning, but the storm had wiped out the sea's balance and they had come home with nothing. Their nets were empty. Their boats sat uselessly on the shore. They were too scared to go out to sea again so soon. But Arun wasn't scared. He wasn't even worried. The storm had blown over now and the sun was shining again, so he got into his boat and went out to sea. He cast his net into the water and pulled it up. It was heavy with large, healthy fish. He had more fish than he could take care of. News of this spread quickly through the village, and soon the other fishermen were coming to Aaron, not to mock him, but to ask where he'd been fishing and how he'd managed to catch so much. Then they understood. The fish that Arun had thrown back into the water all those months ago had grown big and strong under the care of the ocean. Now they were ready to be caught and taken home. When they realized what had happened, the other villagers came to thank Aaron, but he just smiled. An empty net today means a full ocean tomorrow. You reap what you sow, friends. If you take only what you need, you will always have enough. But if you take too much, you will end up with nothing. It doesn't matter what you take from the ocean. It matters how much you leave behind. The other fishermen thought about this. They had been so focused on catching more and more fish that they hadn't stopped to think about how much fish they were taking out of the ocean. They had taken too much, and now there were none left. But Aaron had been patient and wise. He had sacrificed the fish he could have caught in the moment for the health of the ocean and for his own future. And so the villagers asked Arun to teach them how to fish. They wanted to learn his ways so that they too could have an abundant catch. But Arun said that he couldn't teach them. This knowledge isn't passed down. It comes to each person on their own. You will learn it in time. So the villagers went back to their boats and began fishing again. They didn't catch as much as Aaron did, but they caught something. And they knew that it wouldn't be long before they had rebuilt the ocean's balance and their own lives. Friends, true wealth is built with patience. Don't always think about gaining more and more. Sometimes you have to take less so that you can have more later. This story is a reminder to all of us to think beyond our immediate needs, and to remember that what we do today can have a big impact on our future. Whether we're dealing with nature, work, or relationships, sometimes we have to let things grow for a while before we take what we need.